Wait a minute, that guy is mean, but they're so nice on screen, that's impossible! I feel you folks. Welcome to Beyond the Screen, I'm Nate and today we're breaking down the top 10 celebrities who you didn't know were secretly mean. Number 10, Tom Cruise. While Tom may be an action movie star and was once a young Hollywood heartthrob, he's had a massive temper since day one. According to both former assistants as well as several co-stars from his past, Tom Cruise is a regular toddler and is known to throw tantrums being set off by the smallest thing. His former manager, Eileen Berlin, presented Tom with a gift on his 19th birthday. She gave him an album of teen magazine articles written about him, and apparently that set him off because he told his manager he considered himself an adult, not a teen idol, and he threw that book right back in her face. Another example of Tom's aggression was on display during the filming of his recent Top Gun sequel, Maverick. During that time, Tom and the rest of the film crew were tasked to shoot on an actual aircraft carrier still in use by the US military. One of the crew of that ship posted on Twitter calling out the audacity of Tom's behavior. He tweeted that Tom Cruise was really on his ship telling people not to talk or even look at him. After a few choice words, the crewmate made it very clear that Tom was never going to be welcome aboard their vessel again. The most recent and public outburst came on set of his last Mission Impossible movie when audio footage was leaked of a confrontation between Tom and two crew members who had apparently not been following the rules on set that were in place at the time. Tom may still be making movies, with that Mission Impossible movie set to release in the next few weeks, but it's looking more and more like Dead Reckoning Part 2 will be his reckoning. No, that's not it. I suck at this. Number 9, Sandra Bullock. If you didn't know about this one already, you may see Sandra a little bit differently after this. Sandra Bullock has been starring in blockbuster flicks since the 1990s, maintaining a steady career starring in everything from comedies to Oscar-worthy dramas. In 2012, however, she let a bit of her temper slip when she went ballistic on a fan for simply asking if he could take a picture with her. I know what you're thinking, Nate, that's a very valid reaction to being asked by a stranger to take a photo. Well, let me ask you something. What if that stranger was a wheelchair-bound veteran? According to the person who was acting as her assistant at the time, a fan and veteran of the United States Army approached Sandra for a simple autograph and to say hello. But Sandra flipped at the man. She covered her face and yelled at him to leave her alone. Needless to say, the internet did not like that at all and bashed Sandra in any format possible. Now when you Google her name instead of a poster for Gravity, it's just that Uncle Sam Army poster that says, "We want you, Sandra Bullock, for the United States Army." Number 8, Jonah Hill. Unfortunately, it would appear that the once funny man turned Oscar nominee is secretly a jerk. Recently, a news article broke thanks to his ex-girlfriend Sarah Bradley, showing evidence that Jonah was emotionally damaging towards her during their relationship. The couple first got together in 2021, meeting on the beach as she was a surf instructor. According to a series of texts between Sarah and Jonah, it's obvious that he is mentally manipulative. He tells Sarah to remove any photos of herself surfing from Instagram that showed her bum bum and thongs. Now, when she did that, he told her that it was a good start, but she didn't seem to get his point. He then told her, "It's not my place to teach you. I've made my boundaries clear. You refused to let go of some of them, and you made that clear, and I hope you are very happy." It's just stupid. He said stupid things. Another screenshot, Jonah showcased his plans and simple conditions for maintaining their relationship, including stating that he didn't want Sarah surfing with men. You know, like doing her job. He wrote a massive list of boundaries and rules that were clearly him trying to control everything that Sarah did, said, and wore. At one point literally saying that she can't post pictures of herself in a bathing suit. Like what she's supposed to wear to the beach? A suit and tie? Well, that would look pretty fancy to be honest. Not only is this proof that Jonah is a bad guy, but it may be the first step towards his official cancellation. Sorry to anybody hoping for that 23 Jump Street movie that we've been waiting on. I know, I'm disappointed. Number 7, Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey may echo in your skull around the holiday seasons, but according to most, you should really keep that space in your head reserved for another Christmas time songstress. Bublé, anyone? Mariah has been known to be a bit of a diva over the years, apparently making outlandish requests and taking part in some truly strange moments. For instance, when giving birth to her children, Mariah had the doctors play a live version of her song Fantasy, so that her voice was the first thing that they heard in this world. Unfortunately, the playlist was on shuffle and they were instead born to Bird is the Word. I'm just kidding, that didn't happen, but that would have scarred them for life. She's walked out of presidential events because she wasn't the center of attention. She makes people speak to her via a whiteboard the night before a performance to preserve her voice, and literally makes someone roll out a physical red carpet for her as she walks out of vehicles at events. Like that lady from Guardians of the Galaxy. It's literally someone's job all day just to be like, Needless to say, she is currently classified a diva, but needs to be classified as cancelled. All I want for Christmas is a new song for me to love, for the love of God. Number 6, Chris Pratt. He's Burt Macklin, FBI. Chris Pratt has had a massively successful career since first starring as the lovable Andy Dwyer on the hit mockumentary series Parks and Recreation. Since then, he starred in blockbuster giants like the Jurassic Park trilogy, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he is even now the voice of Mario. This dude's unstoppable. Hopefully that's not true though. You see, Chris was almost a part of the infamous Me Too movement, but he somehow escaped our radar. In 2013, Chris was involved with an organization called the Hillsong Church. This mega church is known for being notoriously anti-LGBTQ+, and at one point the church's former leader, Brian Houston, even went public with the church's beliefs, and as you can imagine, he was torn to shreds. Verbally speaking. God, I wish it was physical. While it was only ever rumored that Chris was involved with the controversial group, it was confirmed by his ex-wife and fellow actor Anna Faris that he certainly wasn't against their beliefs. She claimed that Chris didn't deny specifically being involved with the church until 2022 because he didn't want to throw a church under the bus. Hey Chris, they might have done some pretty shady stuff, so toss them under that bus like you're trying to skip a rock across the ocean. Number 5, Rihanna. She called us rude boys and told us to come here. Can you get it up? That's a bit personal, Rihanna. Just, I can. According to some of her fans, Rihanna may seem vibrant on stage, but is closer to a Disney villain behind the scenes. A few years ago, a fan had won free tickets and backstage passes from a radio concert to go see Rihanna live. And when it came time for the fan and her kids to meet Rihanna, she was sitting at her makeup booth and refused to face them. When the young fans asked if they could get her autograph, she instructed a nearby backup dancer to forge her signature before shooing them away like an actual villain. Somebody get this lady a coat made of Dalmatian fur. In 2016, she further added fuel to the fire when she shared a photo of a young fan wearing a dress inspired by Rihanna's Wile E. Coyote themed costume that she had worn at an awards show a few years prior. She wrote "Dark Thought Rises" with the hashtag #PromBad. Now, I think this was meant to be a nice thing. The word thought is gross, but many people consider it as a compliment. Unfortunately, the internet turned this into a meme and ruined one fan's prom night, sullying what could have been an incredible memory. Why not post a picture of yourself in the dress with the fan? Or, you know, just don't call someone a thought on their prom night on the internet. Just don't do that. Maybe, just don't. Number 4, Alec Baldwin. The star of films like Glengarry Glen Ross and Cat in the Hat. Sorry, I get flashbacks when I talk about that. Alec has been in a number of successful projects, but recently was under fire after the accidental slaying of a crew member. He may be happy-go-lucky on set, but in reality, Alec is the meanest of the bunch. In 2007, Alec directed his hot temper at his daughter, Ireland, who he had with his ex-wife, Kim Basinger, in a now famous voicemail that would reveal the usual mild-mannered, soft-spoken man was secretly an angry man trapped inside a little man's body. TMZ obtained the audio of the message to Ireland in which Alex screams, "You are a rude, thoughtless little pig. You don't have the brains or decency to be a human being. I don't care if you're a child or that your mother is a thoughtless pain in the butt." The message combined with the perception that he may have been verbally chastising his daughter, claiming that he was going to straighten her out, led a family judge to bar Alec from seeing his child. While the family later reconciled in 2012, his daughter has said in recent interviews that the voicemail was never perceived by her as intense, as she was just used to that kind of verbal outburst from her father. To anybody watching this right now who thinks that screaming and breaking things is a normal reaction when you're upset, it's not. Please call someone or get help because, hey, it's not okay to act like that, especially towards your own flesh and blood. So seriously, if that's happening to you or somebody you know, there should be a link attached to this video, so please follow it. Number 3, Jared Leto. Jared Leto is an interesting fella. He started his own religious group, he brings a new meaning to the word method acting, and let's face it, this guy sucks. Over the past few years, reports from Jared's fellow actors are anything but positive. During his time as the Joker, he left his fellow castmates used adult devices, pig heads, and live steaks in their trailers as so-called gifts. He was trying to stay method as the Joker, but anyone on the receiving end of that gift wishes that he would just chill out already. On top of that, he's been known to stay in character, meaning that if he's playing somebody angry or silent, that's how he's gonna be the entire time. This guy hasn't really been questioned for his actions at any point in recent history. We only ever call him a weirdo and leave it at that. The reality is Jared is stuck so far up his own behind that he just doesn't get how mean he actually is. Snubbing his fellow actors and selfishly bringing bringing chaos to the set is so mean. With his career still well on the rise, here's hoping that Jared will eventually be called out for good and added to Hollywood's list of cancelled nutcases. Number 2, Will Ferrell. Will is actually not a bad guy at all. He's just one of those many celebrities that are extroverted on screen, but in real life they're shy, awkward, and sometimes that can be seen as rude. According to Autograph magazine, Will is the worst when it comes to signing anything. 9 times out of 10, he mocks people, taunts, and embarrasses them for even thinking that he would sign something for them. It appears that his awkwardly mean persona follows him on set too. A Reddit user shared a story of spotting Will Ferrell filming a movie near their home. After watching Will for a bit, he spent most of his time in between takes berating staff members. And while he may try to poke at people in a fun way, nothing is fun about an A-list celebrity walking up to you and telling you that you suck at your job. In fact, that sounds like the most stressful thing anyone in that position could go through. While there are a lot of stories showcasing Will's good experiences, the bad unfortunately outweigh them all, and he's known by fans across the world as a bit of a jerky turkey. And at number 1, Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller has been on the acting scene since 2008, first appearing in films such as After School and Perks of Being a Wallflower. They seemed like a normal functioning member of society until 2019, when cast and crew started noticing odd behaviors from the actor. Their attitude on set shifted from happy to be here to I'm better than you, deal with it. They would often wear capes or robes to set that were never actually a part of their wardrobe, and they reportedly were filled with scattered thoughts and motivations both on and off screen. In 2020, a video surfaced of Miller in a violent altercation outside of a bar in Iceland, which would be the first of many videos showcasing the actor's misdeeds, eventually leading to Miller breaking and entering into someone's house in Hawaii of all places. I guess they were just a little bit of chilly and couldn't find a blanket. Miller then went on to run from Hawaiian authorities for a little over a week, supposedly squatting in abandoned buildings and sleeping on the beach. They were eventually caught and charged with breaking and entering, as well as aggravated swatting, as Miller had apparently gotten into a fist fight before breaking into the house. 2 birds, 1 stone, I guess, right? Their behavior on set branded them as odd at first, but that combined with the now several public arrests has landed them on the thinnest ice possible, only having their solo flick The Flash be released due to it actually being a good movie. Too bad for Ezra though, this is probably gonna be their last movie. Fingers crossed. Those are the celebrities that were secretly mean this whole time. Who did we miss? Let us know in the comments below. If you made it to the end of this video, meet me on 34th and Shepherd Street. The password is bananas. If you enjoy our content and want to see more, smash that like button and keep coming back to the channel for more celebrity shenanigans. Thanks for stopping beyond the screen today, and we'll see you next time.